Imai is the top Japanese pitcher coming over. He's posted, and his deadline for the posting is this Friday, January 2nd at 5 p.m. So the reason why I'm bringing this up, Zach, I mean, look at the market. Dylan Cease goes 7 years, and everyone, all the front office people are going, dude, you gotta be shucking kidding me, right? Because 7 years, 210, we're not giving that to some of these top guys. So then what do the top guys want? They want top dollar. They want years. Then Michael King takes a 3-year deal. And then now with this deadline approaching, Imai is a guy, it's whether you believe in him long-term or, maybe you're afraid to give him the years, whatever it may be. The market hasn't necessarily happened the way that we thought with him. But the reason why I said that this is taking time to come together, Zach, is because I think the teams that are in on him or not, the free agents want to see what happens. And also if a team misses out on his services, they pivot. But I think the crazy thing, Zach, is there's rumors around here that the market for him hasn't been as hot or the price is not going to be as high. You got more info on that?
Yeah. So actually, according to an article that was released earlier today in Yahoo Japan, so Yahoo Sports Japan, a Japan reporter who has been following Imai throughout, they are saying that it seems to be 3 teams with kind of a late favorite entering the mix, and it seems to be the usual suspects, the Yankees and the Phillies. But gosh darn it, if the Chicago White Sox have not entered the conversation once again, and the article said the deal is looking more in that 3 to 4 year range. Could we be seeing another with Murakami? He took the 2-year deal in Chicago saying, hey, I'm going to prove I can hit here, and then I'll go get my big deal. Do we see maybe another 2 to 3 year deal, maybe an opt-out after the 2nd year in Chicago? But Ryan, these Chicago White Sox, say what you want. A lot of people always talking about them. Why are these bad teams? They don't get involved. They don't try. They're trying. They are going for it, and they are doing their best to try to put a winning product on the field in 2026. If you get Imai, you get Murakami, now let me be clear. There's a lot of boom or bust. Like the potential for these two is, sky's the limit, but there is also that potential of, hey, competition. What are they going to see in the majors? There are those questions, but two separate things. I mean, one, Imai, I think, as we said, his market is going to determine the rest of the starting pitching market. And then second, if he goes to Chicago, I mean, is there any team in the AL Central that you're looking at and saying, well, there's no chance Chicago could make a run because of so-and-so? Guardians are always going to be decent. Twins are definitely rebuilding. Royals are, they're good, but there's no dominant team. So maybe they're just going for a wild card, but I like the aggression that we're seeing in Chi-Town.
Yeah. I mean, I think part of it when you're seeing this is the developmental side, is that you're looking at, it's a good landing spot. The price is not outrageous, but the upside is undeniable. Right. And you mentioned something, Zach. It's unpredictable what's going to happen with Imai as far as what he could be, what could happen. And I want to point something out to people because I've heard some things about, well, I thought he was supposed to be this guy. I thought that the people were going to really spend money. This was going to be the guy who was going to take teams over the top. And he very well could be. But also, for anyone that's saying, oh, well, they're just afraid of all Japanese pitchers, you're afraid of the guys coming over. We're going to debunk that real quickly because who was the World Series MVP this last year? That was a guy named Mr. Yamamoto. And he got $325 million. And granted, younger at the time, but still, if they have full belief in a player, they're going to pay. And so looking at the Zach, if you're hearing 3 to 4 years, if that's what he's trying to go with, the shorter term deal, what's that going to be? Is that 20 mil a year, 25? The market that we've seen for guys, it's been like 25 to 30. You know, Cease is averaging 30 mil a year. Where does that go? And that's where with some of these other pitchers, they're really curious to see what that dollar amount's going to be. Because I think just like Michael King helped to bring back the market, Imai has the opportunity to really stir it up. And it's fascinating. It's crazy. It's a really interesting conversation.
I genuinely don't know what he gets. The potential's there. He is not a Yamamoto, at least in potential at this moment. He's got stuff. He's got athleticism, but Yamamoto was seen as sort of this freak coming out of Japan. He does not get one of those 12-year 300. That's not happening. I do think that we're sitting closer to that 3-year. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets 3 years close to 80 million. If it's going to be maybe 4 years, 110. I don't think he breaks the bank for a team. And like you said, I think that helps the pitching market. If he only gets 20 to 25 mil a year, it's a massive win for the pitching market, especially if he only gets 3 to 4 years. If he now goes out and some team is desperate and is like, okay, clock's ticking, let's say the Yankees or the White Sox say, okay, this is a guy we can't miss out on. We'll give you 6. We'll give you 6 years. We'll give you 6 years. Come on. Let's get this done. That's my biggest fear, because then it makes everyone else that's still on the market go, oh, I can definitely get 6 and 7. I can definitely get 7 like Cease did. I can definitely get 6 like Imai. Like that changes. If he gets 3 to 4, that brings it back down and says, okay, Cease is the outlier. 7 years is the outlier of this season or this offseason for pitching. And I think that speeds up the process a lot. I think then once these top guys, the Frambers, the Suarezes, the Gallons, once they're sitting there and they're like, okay, we're getting 4 years, 5 years, I think then the market speeds up quite exponentially.
Yeah, I mean, overall here, the problem that at least people are going to have to figure out, and what I mean by people, I mean it's teams. How much faith are you willing to put in a player if you feel like you need to win right now? And it brings up the Orioles. For those that are saying this could be the guy, this is the lottery ticket. If you want that to be that lottery ticket, by all means. But I want to be clear. If you're looking for a sure thing, Imai is not the answer. He could be, but it doesn't mean that's going to be the case. And right now, for Baltimore, I wouldn't be surprised if they were in on him, Zach. But also, if you're going to ask me about the upside, you already have upside on your rotation. Boz, Rogers, that's upside. Kyle Bradish is already elite. The upside's already there for him. You know what you have with him. I think the Orioles need another dependable starter. So I think right now, the White Sox, why it can make a lot of sense overall, Zach.
Yeah.
Is even if it is a friendly deal and say he pitches really well, but the White Sox are so far removed, well, guess who becomes a great trade chip in the process? Yeah. I still think, and I'd be shocked if he goes for under 20 mil a year. I would be surprised. Yeah. I would be surprised if it's under 20 mil a year, but the same part of how good his market could have been, it's clearly not what he was hoping for, but we should find out soon. Yeah, because January 2nd, Zach, is a few days away. And then here's the thing. The new year hits. Mm-hmm. Spring training, then when January and the month changes, it's a month until pitchers and catchers report.
I'm going to be honest. Like, it is shocking to me where and we're going to end up seeing it. Yeah, we're going to see where the value falls eventually, finally. But this guy, it seemed like he was almost destined at one point. It was kind of thought that he could be one of the higher AAV, higher year guys on the market. Like, I wouldn't put past him getting 7-8 years. Early on, it seemed like, oh, is he a guy that's going to command a Yamamoto type deal or slightly below that? 27 years old, you can go and, give him 8 years, and you only got him till he's 35. So less risk there. And it just seems like, same with Murakami. It felt like there was going to be this big hype of like, okay, it's going to be bidder after bidder after bidder, and they're going to try to go out there and figure it out and try to get the best offer out there, and they're going to have to outbid this team and give more money and more years than that team. But it kind of has felt like it's more of a, hey, we hope this is the offer you want. Doesn't look like many other, like the White Sox came in last second and got Murakami, and I'm not sure he had that many other high-level bidders for him.
And I think that's exactly what we're seeing. So a team has to make a decision. Do we just want to go in at the bidding price? Or if you're the White Sox, hey, you'll go in and outbid what the number is, so you can get a guy that can develop with your team and can be a big asset moving forward. Because at the end of the day, Zach, the White Sox be shocking if they are competing this year. I'd be shocked. However, it's a great place where there's zero expectations to go out there and have success. Now, the team is going to expect their Japanese stars, if that's the case, to go out and play well. But as far as playing for the Dodgers, playing for the Orioles, the Yankees, whatever it may be, pressure would be off. So I'm curious which way this goes, but time's a ticking. And by January 2nd at 5 p.m. at the latest, we're going to have our answer. But who knows? Before we even finish the show today, we might have that answer tonight.